You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Well, Black and White Sports fans, we're going to be talking about Karmelo Anthony in this video. Not the NBA player, but the track meet killer of Austin Metcalf. Now, we know that Frisco ISD, they actually do have a tape of exactly what happened on that fateful day where Karmelo Anthony pulled out a knife and stabbed football player and track star Austin Metcalf in the heart. Austin Metcalf died in his twin brother's arms. But up until this point, guys, the public has not seen the video footage. Now, I'm pretty sure that the police actually have viewed the footage. And that's probably a big reason why Karmelo Anthony got charged with capital murder. Now, of course, he's trying to plead not guilty on self-defense. Now, based on everything we heard, guys, there doesn't seem to be a self-defense claim. I mean, the witnesses' statements that we've actually gotten is Karmelo Anthony was instigating and eventually pulled out a black knife out of his bag and stabbed Austin Metcalf in the heart. Now, the big question is, why in the world did Karmelo Anthony bring a knife to a track meet he was participating in? Also, why was he sitting under the other team's tent? Because it was actually raining. Why was he doing that? I got major questions about this, guys. But anyway, certain media outlets, folks, have viewed the video footage. And folks, it's not good for Karmelo Anthony. It's not. Now, some people believe there was like an altercation before the stabbing, like a scuffle or something like that. Not the case. Yeah, this is going to make it even worse for Karmelo Anthony, guys. So let's go ahead and get into this. Now, this is on the Daily Mail right here. And the Daily Mail was actually given access to the video footage. I believe the Daily Mail and another media outlet also as well saw it. And you can see the title right here. This is from Marianne Martinez, who is the Texas bureau chief for dailymail.com. And she writes here, I watched the footage of the race crime that split America. What I saw shocked me. And this is how it could flip the case. Now, I believe the entire video footage was like 40 minutes. Okay. But let's read some of this. It says here, it was just after 10 a.m. on April 2nd during what should have been a typical high school track meet at David Kirkendall Stadium in Frisco, Texas. Students were warming up and stretching, patiently waiting for the competition to resume after a pause due to heavy rain. Spectators and some students took cover under a tent in the bleachers of Memorial High School. The atmosphere was calm and uneventful until it suddenly turned to bloodshed. In a matter of seconds, then 17-year-old Karmelo Anthony fatally stabbed 17-year-old Austin Metcalf, transforming a rain delay into a crime scene. On Monday, the Daily Mail became one of only two news organizations granted access to surveillance footage of the deadly incident, a killing that shocked the nation and ignited debates about race, privilege, and the criminal justice system. The 40-minute surveillance video recorded from a stationary camera on the opposite side of the football field captures the 10 minutes leading up to the attack and the desperate efforts by Metcalf's twin brother and others to save his life before paramedics arrived. Metcalf, a student at Memorial High School, was stabbed after confronting Anthony, who attended Centennial High School, about sitting under the tent of a team he was not affiliated with, according to police and statements made by Metcalf's father after the killing. Anthony has admitted to the stabbing, but maintains he acted in self-defense, claiming, quote, the truth will come out. Initially, Frisco police said an altercation between the teens led to the violent encounter. Now get this here from Daily Mail. However, the footage reviewed by the Daily Mail at the Frisco Independent School District's headquarters shows no obvious physical confrontation between the two prior to the stabbing. Yeah. So this is bad news right here, man, for Karmelo Anthony. So it seems like Austin Metcalf said, hey, you just need to go and over to your team's tent. And then Karmelo Anthony says, touch him and see what happens. And there's probably some more words, but on this video footage, she's saying there was no altercation. Yeah, this is not good, man. This is not good for Karmelo Anthony. I'm pretty sure this video is going to be used in court. No doubt about it. It says here, strict guidelines were enforced for viewing the footage. Reporters were only permitted to take handwritten notes and were barred from capturing or republishing stills or clips. Yeah, so the only thing they could do was take notes. They didn't get a copy of it. The district allowed the limited release because the students' identities are not easily discernible in the video. Captured by a high-angle camera positioned near the press box and typically used for football broadcasts, the footage shows the 10 at the top left of the screen. Students are seen sitting idly beneath it, waiting for the competition to start. And right here, it actually shows you in this picture right here where the location of the tent was. And they actually brought Austin Metcalf's body down to bleachers while he was actually bleeding out. Man. Anyway, it goes on down here. And it says, then seemingly out of nowhere, it becomes apparent that the moment has happened when an armed Anthony attacked Metcalf. The stabbing itself is not visible on camera, but the reaction is immediate. Students are seen fleeing under the tent. While police later confirmed Anthony fled the scene, he cannot be clearly identified in the footage. Moments later, at least two people can be seen carrying an injured Metcalf down the bleachers to a walkway at the bottom of the seating area, which we just showed you there. More individuals, including some adults, are seen rushing to his side to help. As the rain begins to fall again, Metcalf is visibly cradled in the arms of his twin brother, Hunter, bleeding heavily as they awaited emergency medical services. Metcalf's father recounted how his sons were together in a press interview after the attack. It took 10 minutes for the ambulance to arrive after the stabbing. Man, there was almost no way he was going to survive this, especially stabbed in the heart, and paramedics couldn't get there for 10 minutes. Man. As they took the stretcher out of the back of the vehicle, they seemed to realize that they needed to take another route to reach the gravely wounded Metcalf. So they walked back towards the end zone and through another entrance to the bleachers. The medics eventually reached Metcalf. However, any treatment administered is obscured by the ambulance. Police also seen covering the area near the tent with a blue tarp, presumably preserve evidence in the pouring rain. Representatives from the Frisco Police Department didn't immediately reply to the Daily Mail for comment. The ambulance with Metcalf inside did not leave the stadium until 10:27 a.m., nearly half an hour after the stabbing. He was pronounced dead at the hospital. Police can be seen investigating under the tent in the final few minutes of the video before it ends. Wow. This is not good, man. This is not good for Karmelo Anthony. There's a little bit more here. It says, while other video angles may exist, their surveillance reviewed appears to challenge the self-defense claim, offering little visible evidence that Anthony was in immediate danger before the attack. Yeah, this Karmelo Anthony, man, is cooked. He is cooked. Man, I got to tell you, Karmelo Anthony, man, didn't think this through. He didn't. And if this video is shown to a jury, which I'm pretty sure will be, he's done. Karmelo Anthony is looking at life in prison with the possibility of parole. Now, that parole, man, could be like 50 years. And if Karmelo Anthony gets 50 years in prison, let's just assume his trial is next year, he's going to be almost 70 before he actually gets parole. Now, he can't get the death penalty. The Supreme Court has already ruled on that since the crime was actually committed when he was 17. No death penalty, no life in prison without parole. But boy, he can do decades upon decades upon decades in prison. When based on this video footage here, no evidence that a confrontation or a physical altercation, I should actually say, happened before the stabbing. He's cooked. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we will catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.